And welcome everybody to Michaelantonio Live. And you're not going to believe what happened to me today. It was a little bit different. Now everybody here is familiar with Facebook censorship and how they constantly remove posts and ban you from posting different things. And we call it, of course, Facebook jail. Well, I want to tell you today that I was falsely accused and convicted of a crime that I did not commit. Dun, dun, dun. Seriously, this is different. I didn't ever think this was possible, but with Facebook, with these social media giants, I guess all things are possible. Here's what happened. I went to Facebook this morning, as I usually do, to set up my, stories that I was going to put on there for the day and whatever I do on Facebook. Well, normally, if you're going to be banned for doing something wrong, it's usually something you did wrong, or at least what they think is wrong. Because after all, they are the overlords. But this is different. I went on there, and I just want to show you here. What I'm going to show you here is what happened. Now, originally I got this message. I can't show you everything because it doesn't, the actual footage of what the infraction was, or at least, again, their interpretation of an infraction, it disappeared. You can't see it anymore. It's been erased by Facebook. So I'm going to get rid of little Zucky here, little Zuckerberg. Let's get rid of him so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Now, it says on here, this kind of gives you a little rundown. It says your content removed for violating our standards on hate speech. This was this morning. I actually found out about it by trying to post something. And as I'm posting, like in the middle of posting, I didn't even hit, post. I just was in the middle of typing my post. And I get this message saying that you have been restricted from posting on Facebook for 24 hours. And then of course, you hit the continue button and you find out, then it says this, content removed for violating our standards on hate speech. Well, first thing I think is, what is this thing that I posted? So then they show you what is posted. Now, what's interesting about that is what was posted was not even my post. It was nothing that I liked or posted or shared or anything. It was another admin on a page that I am an admin on. And apparently now what Facebook is doing is they're actually limiting your personal profile, your page, your ability to even work and do anything on Facebook based on another administrator on a page that you share admin duties with. It's just amazing. I didn't know that they could do this, but it's another tactic I think they use to intimidate those who are posting on there. Now, what this violation, again, this alleged violation was essentially a video by a fellow admin. And again, I didn't even get to see what was on it because I never even saw the video. I don't know what content was on there. It talks about hate speech. Here's the standards of hate speech, but I don't even know what that is. I don't know what they were talking about because they never gave me the chance, because it was like, well, you're guilty. So I think the only way I can think of why they would do something like this, they're going to find me guilty of a crime that I did not even commit. And again, I don't blame my fellow admin because after all, he was just posting a video like he always does daily. And usually there's not a problem. Interestingly, the other admin was not restricted, which is amazingly ironic and funny that the other admin, the other guy that did this, literally was not charged with a crime nor convicted. And he's free to roam around Facebook. It's, this is just one of those strange things. But if anybody's experienced this, please let me know. Tell me your story. I want to hear your stories of Facebook infractions upon you, their violations of your free speech rights, And how many times have they said you violated their hate speech, guidelines and rules, which I think is ridiculous. But, like I said, it's even more ridiculous that I would have to be charged with this crime and convicted. And again, it's a small thing. It's a 24-hour ban. Okay. But the point is, it's the principle of it. You have to be able to understand that the principle is something that we must win. We must win on principle. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be a major punishment for you to say, wait a minute, even if it's a 24-hour ban, even if it's anything, even if it's just a slap on the wrist, if you didn't do anything wrong, you shouldn't have to, deal with any kind of punishment. Again, the punishment fits the crime. If there is no crime, there is no punishment. So I don't get it, but the only thing I can think of is that this is what they do in the military. When I was in the military, what they would do sometimes is they would actually punish the entire unit for something that one person in the unit did wrong. So anybody out there, any of my fellow veterans, if you understand what I'm talking about, give me a high five, give me a shout out, let me know, make a comment, tell your story. Tell your military story. Why not? Tell a story about how you were punished for something that one of your fellow soldiers or sailors did, and you let me know. That'd be fun. I want to hear some of those stories. That's going to be fantastic. Oh, man. It happened to me, but it really happened mainly in boot camp a couple of times. I actually went to this thing. I was in the Navy. I went to Navy boot camp, and I experienced something that they called, the Navy, of course, called it intensive training. It was like it was a very punitive exercise program. You would go there for, a few hours a night, after hours, and they would beat the living hell out of you. I mean, I'm talking, they would make you sweat and work out until your muscles were literally shredded. I mean, I think in one session, I went out of there looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, literally, it was like, get to the chopper! I mean, that's what I felt like saying when I got done with that regimen. It was incredible. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that this is what happens. I think they use this as a tactic. Oh, and by the way, we called it indoor tennis. Do you guys remember that? Any veterans? Please tell me you remember that. I went to Great Lakes in Chicago for boot camp. And like I said, any of my fellow naval buddies, go ahead and get in touch with me and let me know your stories. And soldiers, too, from the Army, Marines, Air Force. I don't care what branch of the military. I want to hear your experiences because it's fun listening to those stories. It kind of brings back some fond memories. I had some of the fondest memories under the greatest stress when I was in the military. And if you can share that experience with me, I would love to hear it, because I am just, it just brings back a lot of memories for me. But, enough reminiscing. I think this is what they do. They punish you. They punish one of your buddies, or sometimes the whole unit, so that the unit can get, put pressure on that one guy. You saw this in the movie Full Metal Jacket. And by the way, if you have not seen Full Metal Jacket, that is recommended viewing for anybody who is a veteran or anybody who intends upon being in the military. If you're a young guy who's about to join the military or thinking about it, that is a movie that you must watch, because I got to tell you something. Intense. You want to talk about intensity? There was one particular gentleman in that movie, and I don't want to give too much away, because if you haven't seen it, I'd love you to see it. So I'm not even going to talk about names or any of those things. I'll just tell you that they did that kind of thing. They would punish everybody, and they would kind of make this guy, they would make this particular violator enemy number one to the unit. So they would put a punishment on him to get him motivated. And I think that's what Facebook might be doing with this situation. I don't know what the violation was, really. I don't know what they're talking about, what hate speech standards that were violated by this particular video by my fellow administrator. But I can tell you that it affected me. The first thing I thought was, man, why did he do this? Immediately it did make me naturally think, why did my fellow administrator, why did he make some video that was kind of harassing, prompting Facebook to do something like this. So they automatically get you in this defensive mode where you begin fighting amongst yourselves to kind of rein in the situation. And it's not good. It's obviously, this is something we shouldn't have to be facing with a social media site. I mean, they should be fostering free speech instead of pulling this garbage. But like I said, this is what it is. So if anybody's experienced this, please let me know. Tell me what you think. If you have experienced it, how do we deal with this kind of a thing? I don't even know where to go from here because, again, there's so many things that can be done, especially by executive action by our president or by the legislature. Many things that can be done. And I do know this, and I was talking about this. You got to see the other video that I have on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan just signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Spotify. And he's essentially going to wave goodbye to YouTube mainly because YouTube has been censoring him, essentially demonetizing some of his videos for certain things that he says. And it's getting ridiculous because these things are not, if something is illegal, that's one thing. I mean, if you're going to show like a live murder on video, then yeah, that's something that should probably not be on YouTube or any video source for that matter. Depending on what it is. If it's something historical from a long time ago, maybe you could get away with it and do something like that. But if you're talking about like a live murder, something that's happening right now as we speak, we saw this on Facebook a few times, actually. It actually happened. But I think in this situation, I think what we need to do is we need to make sure that we continue to put pressure on these social media sites. So now here's what's happening. Joe Rogan puts pressure on YouTube by leaving. He's leaving. So what's going to happen is, Joe Rogan was a major revenue source for YouTube. He was their crown jewel. He was, if not the biggest, one of the very biggest. I mean, he has, hundreds of thousands of, just amazing, actually millions of views. Millions of views per video. It's amazing. Even his bad videos are at or near 1 million. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm not saying that any of them are bad, but I'm saying that even the very lowest end videos that he makes are getting, near 1 million views or over 1 million views. It's amazing. So this is what we need to do. I think it's going to continue to, I think it is going to put pressure on YouTube because what's going to happen is it's going to open up a floodgate. If they got Joe Rogan, who else are they going to get now? There are other big YouTubers that right now are looking pretty good to someone like Spotify, or maybe some other platform that's looking to bring in somebody else. And so now YouTube's got to be careful. They got to look over their shoulder. Now they're saying, "Uh-oh, what do we do now?" Because you know what? Now we got this guy. He left. Now we're losing a little bit there. We might be able to move a few guys up on the rung of the ladder here and bring in some fresh blood and make this, make it work out. But you never know. Everything's a crapshoot. Everything's a risk. Whenever you lose the star quarterback on your football team, well, you're risking a lot. You might be able to bring in a young stud, a new recruit, or maybe a free agent, but you still don't know what you're going to get. Even if they've been historically a good quarterback in another system with another team, it doesn't guarantee success on the new team because you have so many different variables there. So, again, I actually hope that it puts a lot of pressure on them, that they start to back off on their restrictions and say, we really can't afford to do this, or we're going to cease to exist as a viable platform. So, guys, let's hope that actually happens. Let's keep putting pressure on these guys. But anyway, again, definitely let me know. I want to hear your stories if you experienced anything similar to what I did. And, yeah, that would be fantastic. I'll be back after this message. Don't go away. Hey, guys, are you still shopping at those same big online stores? Well, I say no more. It's time for you to go over to the Michaelantonio shop and pick up some great gear at incredible prices. And remember something, I really care. Do you think Jeff Bezos would take the time to talk to you? I say no way. So don't forget, michaelantonio.biz/shop. You will not regret it. Ciao. And thank you very much. Well, let me I want to put him back here. Let's say hello to Zuck again here. Hey, Marky Mark, how you doing tonight? Yeah, this is the guy. I'm not saying he was directly involved in this. Obviously, he doesn't get involved in the everyday milieu of what's happening. But he's definitely the guy that okayed what everybody's doing right now on Facebook. All of his minions. He's okaying this. He is definitely endorsing what they're doing, or else they wouldn't be doing it. So, okay, Zuck, don't Zucker punch me. I'm getting tired of it. It's happened before. Do something about this. We're looking at you. It's time to take some action. I'm getting tired, frankly. I'm getting tired. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching tonight, and definitely like this video. If you want to hear more from me, again, subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Hey guys, if you want more great content from me, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Come on, what are you waiting for?
And I am back for a short second here. Don't forget, I do have a website, and I will take you there now. It is at michaelantonio.biz. And if you go there, I've got a lot of the latest stories. I aggregate a lot of stories from different news sources. And it's really a good one. If you subscribe there, you can actually get daily emails of all the latest news, or I should say the biggest news anyway, what's going on. I have a lot of links to my YouTube. If you're not seeing this video on YouTube, definitely go to my YouTube and subscribe and hit that notification bell, guys. I know I'm kind of pounding it hard here, but it's important because, hey, after all, Joe Rogan's leaving YouTube, and somebody's got to fill his shoes. So I figured I would be the one. What do you think? You can make that happen. I think you're gonna do it. I think that's what's gonna happen, but you never know. So yeah, like I said, go ahead and check out my site, and don't forget to put your email in there and get my daily emails to get all the latest news stories. And of course, also I've got other links to different social media sites where you can follow me on Twitter, and you can go to Facebook and like my page there. Of course, you're not going to hear from me today because I'm banned. I can't even talk to you today. Can you believe this? But anyway, that's enough. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching, and I will definitely catch you guys on the laters. Bye.
Find something new. There's no other way to let you know it's time for you to go.